Hey everybody, a morning to you from good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world in the future. And of course, we love that. That's pretty cool. We're going to bring you some awesome stuff around Richard Hart. He's been posting some pretty exciting stuff coming up. So we'll talk about that. Obviously, we've got the price dips in the game, so people are able to pick up a whole ton more volume. It's kind of the luckiest thing in the world. So we're going to get into that. Let's have a look at. We've got a poll up at the moment, of course. What are you most excited about buying RH tokens on the dip, which is kind of cool. And we've got more yield farms coming up, which is exciting too. And hopefully we'll target some of those big communities and big turnover volumes, and that will really add value to Pulsechain. So more for us, less for them. That's how we put that. Auto router course coming in, a real efficiency there, getting better prices across the liquidity pools, and of course privacy as well, which is, I think, is a really cool thing. Now you can get privacy through some swap features. We're going to talk about that coming up as well. But looking at privacy, I guess within the system is pretty cool too. And that means people are going to be able to, send stuff and not get tracked that way. I think that's really nice. All right, so we're going to get into all of that and more. I just realized I'm missing a few things set up here, so we're going to have to add those in and make sure I've got everything here set up. Let me get a Pulsechain, actually bring that up here as well, put that over there, and we've got Hex Daily Stats coming up later on too. Cool, we're going to talk about liquid loans as well, so it's going to be fun. Let's talk about all that. It's going to be really cool. All right, let's see who's jumped in the chat here. I just realized not set up properly, so let's go. Who's jumped in here? Lies Beneath is back again. Good to see you, Lies Beneath. How are you today? And of course, I am very good. Hey, look, the weather here at the moment, there is not a cloud in the sky. It is blue, blue, blue. And of course, if you've been down under before, you know that the sky is very blue. It's very blue indeed. So it's cool to see. Really nice. It's going to be cold in the evening, though. It's going to be cold in the evening. If the bluer it is, no clouds, the colder it's going to be in the evening. So it's a trade-off there. Trade-off. Hello, all. Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, and Incentive token for the 100%. Picking up those RH tokens at the moment. Really, really cool. So what might we see? We saw Pulse go up quite high. We're going to talk about that later on, and potentially where the price might go. So let's talk about that later. Really is cool. Knoxville as well. Oh, yeah. Good to see Knoxville in the house there. Oh, yeah. Harry Williams has jumped in as well. Yo, yo, yo. Hello, everybody. Patience and DCA is my strategy. That is, I think, the best strategy at the moment. And very, very cool. Pick up that volume while you can. Check my pulse in the house there. Good evening, Hex Token family. What's up, Superman? And woohoo, of course, that's our channel anthem or something like that. Our channel chant is really what it is. Taking full advantage of the low prices. Accumulate. Got my ticket for this ride. Check my pulse. You have got it down as well. Harry Williams, you've got it down. You guys know it. You know how to get to win this game. It really is cool. Joey Torres in the house there. Hi to see you. Good to see you, Joey. We've got Archipelago as well. Hi, all. The thing I'm least excited about is not having more dry powder to buy more of the dip. It's Christmas in June. Yeah. True. We got Empty Corner in the house as well. Good to see Empty Corner. PSI is in the house. Good to see you, PSI. Hey, Superman. Hey, I like your little icon picture as well. It looks pretty neat. Good to see PSI in the chat there. Who else is in here? KD. Hey, everybody. The weekend is here. It is actually. I just realized actually it's actually Saturday. It's Saturday, the 10th of June. Can you believe it? It is Friday, of course, in the northern hemisphere still, but it is Saturday already down under. That's Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands. It is already a Saturday. Crypto Tycoon in the house there. Hello, RH family. Good to see you, CT. And PSI says, did you see the Uniswap V3 response to when will you launch on Pulsechain? Spoiler alert, it was soon. Oh, I did not see that. That is really cool. Oh, that's great to hear, PSI. That's really, really neat. So good news there. I did not pick that one up. So great stuff there. Thanks you for that alpha. We got Cleveland, Ohio as well. What's up, y'all? Good to see you, Cleveland. Who else has jumped in here? Peso dude. I see blood in the water. I smell opportunity and land shark. Yeah. Take the opportunity while you can. First 60 to 90 days in particular, we expected to have volatility after the first week. Had the first week boom. Then trying to find that all-time low type of price at the moment. And of course, we're going to talk about that too. What else? Good buying opportunity. Cato Natural in the house as well. Good day to all. Good day to you, Cato. We got Christian as well. Hey, familia. Good to see you, mate. And welcome to the chat there. What else there? We got PSI. That was on Twitter, FYI. Okay, cool. I did not pull it up, so yeah, we'll try and chase that down. Who else there? Can tell you guys, don't say y'all. Don't say y'all. Okay, you're sure. No, we don't say that. We say g'day or something like that. That's what we say down under. Or we say, we got some Cura from Mary's. We'll say Cura. I guess I'm not sure what Aboriginals say. If you're from Australia, what do Aboriginals say? Let us know in the chat there. Right. Let us move on. Let's get into some of the news. So we're going to jump into Richard Hart. Let me just cue this up a bit. And here we go. We're going to be talking about liquid loans as well and oracles. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up. All right. Bam. There it is. So that's Richard Hart there. Posted 10 hours ago. I don't think we had an earlier post that I want to talk about. Yeah, just 10 hours ago. Pulsechain, pulsex.com, hex.com on 2 chains. And Incentive are all working. Legacy finance, not so much, he says. And of course, he's pointing here to Russia here. I just thought it was funny on this picture. You got Putin down one end. You have got deaths all in here, but he's got all the rest of his cabinet or whatever these people are sitting down the other end here, which is kind of hilarious, right? Kind of hilarious. And of course, it's all that power play, right? All the power play. That's pretty funny. Russia, the entire banking system is at a standstill nationwide because the ISP used for banking communication with the Russian central bank is down. Info tell the ISP is suspected to have been hacked by pro-Ukrainian group. Was it Superbank Online Services is also down. Superbank's online service also down. So that's pretty funny. All right, what else we got there? But moving on back onto crypto, of course, Hex and that is all up and running. But we had the massive burn, right? We've got the validators going up. We covered this yesterday. 4,096 validators coming out. I think about half of them have come out so far on this. But the burn, I think we were expecting 130 billion burn. So 131 billion. So I think we've still got a while to go for the burn to catch up. But I think the validators are exiting. So I think we're heading towards halfway on that. What else? Let's have a quick look at the scan itself and see what the latest number is. What do we got up here? We've got 35 billion pulse there in the burn address at the moment. Cool. We've got the indexes there. I'm just looking through that. Okay, cool. So that is looking good. We're at the 35 billion there from 31.6 from the looks of it. So that's looking really good. Let's see what people say about that, actually. Let's jump in here and see what anyone comments about that. Burn it all down, says Tango. I can agree with that. Burn it all down. Mexican Girl is in there. You got to let it burn. Yeah, let it burn. Bit of Usher. Is that Usher? Yeah, bit of Usher there. Pretty funny. Lots of scams there. Awesome. Bob Wells in the house. Good to see Bob, one of our channel members, I believe. And of course, look at that. Burning there. That was a pretty good movie, actually, the Dragon movie. They could have made it even better. It was pretty good, though. Burn, baby, burn. So lots of cool stuff going on there with the burn. Now, that's going to really make a big impact over time. And, of course, we're only just started. We're on, what, day 28 now or something like that. So we're coming up to our first month. Now, this is obviously the title of the video, and that is Richard posted this out. Things I'd love to see. 1, auto router to split orders farther across multiple massive liquidity pools. I hear the devs are working on this as we speak, which is kind of cool. So an auto router to split orders farther across the multiple massive liquidity pools and get a better deal. And of course, he's got a link to the Uniswap version with the auto router there, which is kind of cool. It's got all the breakdowns in there with that, and that's cool. Actually, we're going to go to Twitter there. Maybe that we'll pick up on that thing about Pulsechain. Maybe it's in here that you were talking about. I haven't pulled it up, but let's see whether it is on here. June Analytics, I don't see that. So it must be on one of their replies. Is it? Did you say reply? One of the Uniswap's replies. Let's have a quick look at that. Replies. I see they've got one here called affiliates. I didn't realize you could have an affiliates tab. That's a feature I'm not aware of. So affiliates, look at that. I have to look at see what that's all about. Yeah. All right. So just trying to find this tweet that you might have been mentioning about Pulsechain, something like that. So anyway, can't see it there, but once I find it, I will have a look at that. All right. So cool. That is the router. Cool. And what else we got going on there? Now, obviously, the big news there, more farms. So that's very important. More farms. And of course, hopefully we'll target, popular PRC20s, ERC20s, and of course, good volume, big volume, the big volume ones. So big community, big volume. That's what we want to bring over to Pulsechain, and we want all of them to bridge over the ERC20 pairs over to Pulsechain, and you've got to incentivize that behavior. Go.hex.com improvements. Obviously, there's been a little bit buggish stuff there. Go.hex.com doesn't have the oracles, as I understand it, so that takes a longer to upload, and it has varying upload times. So for Hex Staking, that's going to be really helpful. Typically, what I find is it works pretty well for me. All you do is basically log onto your wallet, like MetaMask, for example. Select the chain that you want to look at your stakes. If you've got stakes on Pulsechain, you want to go to make your network Pulsechain. If you want to go to stakes on Ethereum, then set it to Ethereum, and then you can then open up go.hex.com in a new window, and it should log on pretty easy. Now, if you want to switch over the chain after you've looked at one chain, then you really need to close down go.hex.com, switch the network on your MetaMask wallet, then open up go.hex.com in a new window again, and then that should work and load up the other chain for you. So that works pretty seamlessly. If you don't do that, you'll be stuck. You'll just be stuck there and just let it loop around and not do much. So it's some really important stuff to do there. Now, the other thing, of course, is some privacy stuff. Now, I'm really keen on this. I think this is going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to this. Now, obviously, you can do swapping as privacy, but I would like to see it where you can just transfer and do privacy, right? So hopefully we'll get those sort of features where we can just transfer and do privacy rather than, obviously you can use swapping features. We're going to talk about that with, like Beetroot, PLS Burn. There are different swapping and buying features, but it would be really cool to get this just with transfers, because not everyone wants to be swapping all the time. So that's kind of cool. Very cool there. Looks like we've got Hex Scout. We know Hex Scout is coming out, right? So this is with Alex McFurder's involved from this. Dear Richard Hart, we would like to extend our invitation for you to explore Hex Scout. We are scheduled to launch on the 17th of June, and we aim to deliver enhancements to Go.Hex that we believe will truly honor its potential and captivate the DeFi world. We're looking forward to that too, right? Isn't that cool? So we've got Alex McFurder as part of that. So obviously he's got a huge reputation. The Hedron Icosa founder. Looks like he's bringing not just participating in this Hex Scout, but also bringing he's bringing the a market, being a marketplace, and he also may be forking a rocket pool, which would be huge, and he will get huge support behind that. And that it's we may end up with 2 rocket pool forks from the looks of it at this stage. We'll talk about that, and I'll probably talk about that in another video. But we may have 2 rocket pool forks coming to Pulsechain. You got to remember these are the big TVLs, total value locked on Ethereum, and of course we don't have any as yet on Pulsechain. So this is where there's going to be big value creation, and what it's also going to do is going to reduce the supply of Pulse on the market dramatically, but also increase the TVL of the Pulsechain itself. So we're looking forward to those. Big deal. It allows people to delegate as well, or set up our own nodes. So that's going to be really important. So looking forward to, I'm very excited about that space coming up. You got to remember this launch is, we're expecting a lot of the big protocols within 2 to 3 months, but we're going to have a lot, potentially we get some of the big TVLs even later than that. So let's say within a 6-month time frame. So it's early days. The ecosystem is like expanding like a balloon, and it's going like that. So that's just how you got to imagine Pulsechain at the moment, right? So at the moment we're kind of like this, but we're going to just keep expanding as a bigger balloon. So it's kind of cool. And by the time we get quite big, the markets hopefully will be in a sort of a more of a bull run type of environment. And so you got a big ecosystem and a bull run together. It's pretty glorious, right? So pretty glorious. All right, Beetroot there. I was just talking about Beetroot as well, doing their swapping, and we're working on privacy stuff as well. But I think you can do break chain stuff if you are actually swapping on there, so that works pretty well. KG jumped in there for internet money as well. Auto router for PulseX V1 and V2 only, or all available in future Texas. So he's asked a question about that. Now, KG is doing some pretty cool stuff in the internet money wallet with regards to swapping and seeing V1, V2, which is pretty cool. You can see both prices, which is pretty cool. I know they've been targeting the meme market at the moment, so kind of neat on there. All right, so that's some of the cool stuff there. Yeah, we're looking forward to see where they head with the privacy stuff. But I think that's really important. I certainly would have liked that feature a couple of weeks ago. It would have been useful on the privacy side. Stay tuned for that. Anyway, get into the poll. We got the poll up in a moment. Talking about that. What are you most excited about? Buying RH tokens on the dip, more yield farms, auto router, and of course privacy. And at the moment, of course, it looks like we're pretty much buying the dips. Is kind of cool. Like I say, that first 60 to 90 days, man, that's your opportunity. And we do see that PUSD looks like they'll be holding off their end protocol a bit longer, just to see things settle down on the Pulsex. So our big DeFi, our top 3 DeFis coming up there, might be a little bit later. The other thing, of course, I'm still expecting liquid loans on the 60-day time frame at the moment, and we're on day 28, so we'll see how that matches up in a month's time. And of course, we've got the big Famous. I think Famous has got their last little baby sacrifice coming up. Apparently, it's going to be a very short window. And of course, they're bringing multiple protocols, top TVL protocols from Ethereum to Pulsechain, including their fork of Aave, their GMX fork, and there's another fork as well. I just forget the name of it right now. Oh, Balancer. I think they're fork Balancer too. So these are the top TVLs. This is what we want to happen, and the teams are building that. So those are the top 3 DeFis. On top of that, of course, we've got the top 3 NFT platforms going to be launching also. And we see that How to Pulse launched their sacrifice for that yesterday for their How to Pulse one. And of course, we covered that yesterday on this channel. So very excited about that too. So bring it on. We're obviously seeing a lot happening in the meme space with the 9-inch decks. And of course, that will be incentivizing a lot of the meme coins, which seem to be flourishing pretty well. Pepe and what's the other one? I just forgot the name of it, but there's a couple of them out there at the moment that are doing not too bad in the space. All right, we've also got some NFTs are starting to emerge as well. We've got Pulse Punks seems to be doing pretty well. Seems to be capturing the attention of the market and getting on a few YouTube channels. So we've definitely got the NFT space opening up. So we're definitely going to need those marketplaces to launch, right? Because we're looking forward to that. So a lot of things happening in those 4 areas. Let's see how we go. Anyway, so let's jump over to I think we've got up here one more on Richard Hart. We've got one more update. That was it. That was pretty much, it was 2 hours ago on that one. So stay tuned. Yeah, keep filling out that poll. We'll probably finish it later on. Let's get into Goldkey. Goldkey's been developing a lot of tools from the Maximus team with Dipcatcher. He's been developing a lot of tools and releasing them around Pulsechain, which has been really, really cool. And he's launched another one. So if you want to, he's got lots of different tools you can check out. But he's launched another one here. New tool alert. Introduce Sendit. See how well a coin needs to perform. To give you what you want, which is kind of cool. So if you want to see how well a coin needs to perform, to give you what you want in terms of your rewards goal, your income goal, then he's got this side here, Sendit Anvil. See how well a coin needs to perform to give you what you want. So he's got this here. I actually haven't looked at it, so we're going to look at it now. And he's got several of these. So number of coins you hold, current price, how much money you want. So that's kind of cool. Let's put something in like that. He's got a default one here, but let's do something like let's do 50 million. Let's say we're going to do 50 million pulse or something. I've got to make sure I got the right zeros there. 50 million. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. 50 million pulse. I'm not sure what the pulse price is at the moment. 000103. So 000103. 0.123. What's it? 103. 103. And that's it. What do we want to target? I guess I don't know. How much money do you want? I don't know. Let's say $1 million. Let's be greedy there. And we're going to do $1 million. Did I put enough zeros in there? I can't see the zeros properly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. Now we can click calculate. Let's go. Okay, required a future price of 2 cents. 2 cents to make that dream come true. Percentage gain 19,317%, a multiple of 194x. Bring it on, bring it on. Built by Maximus DAO, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to post that link in the chat. He's got lots of different tools, by the way, he's been developing on here. There's lots of, he's got a impermanent loss tool that he's developed here. You can see that there. So he's got lots of tools that you might want to use on Pulsechain. So definitely check him out. He's definitely doing adding a lot of cool tools for people to use. So price, I didn't know what that was called. Goldkey, put Goldkey in here. Goldkey tools, put that. So he's got quite a few. He's actually done quite a few. I don't know many, but maybe half a dozen or something, or maybe at least a couple. That's for sure. All right. So that is that. Bam. Cool gold key tools. Definitely check it out. And like I say, it's got impairment loss calculator there. So if you own the liquidity farms, are really important, like especially V2, something like that. You can see how it goes. You got this one here about price and profit performance, but it's definitely got other tools in here as well. You can scroll down and look through his stuff. But that is gold key, kind of cool. What else? Might save that to the favorites there. Bam. Send it. It's called Sendit, and bam on that. Now we're going to talk about Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and catch up. We've got Pulsechain next, and then I'm getting into liquid loans a bit later. Is that the right order? Yeah, I'm getting liquid loans a bit later. Let me just jump back here. See where we are. How many? I might close that poll soon too after we get through the Pulsechain stuff, I guess. Where we go up to here? Got up to Cato Natural, that's for sure. We got Bloodfrick King. What's it? Paleo Men's Good, Men's Good or Getting in Central Australia. I'm not sure what that's about. That's what else we got. Yeah, Christian, if you could keep your stuff on topic around crypto, it'd be much appreciated. Thanks very much. Sandy Beach announced there. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. We got Crypto Zoodod. I can't even say that last name. Hey guys, anyone use PLS print or PLS miner for the single-sided staking pool? We honestly, we do not promote that. That's a scam. PLS miner is a scam. So please don't bring that up. That's a scam. I'm gonna have to delete that comment. Yeah, don't promote that scam, please, in the chat about the PLS miner. That is, I don't know why that YouTuber put that out. It's crazy stuff. What else we got? Let's jump through some of this. Gold Key doing many tools helping out the community. 100% doing a really good job there, Christian. Liquid Metal says, anyone else having trouble with the Hex Stake site? Yeah, well, I just talked about that earlier. Liquid Metal, that you want to set your wallet on the chain that you want to look at. So if you've got Pulsechain, set it on Pulsechain, and then open up go.hex on a separate tab and go and log on there. That should work perfectly fine. If you want to swap over to Ethereum, for example, look at Ethereum stakes, then you want to close down go.hex and switch over the chain, and then go open up a new tab with go.hex in it. That should work fine. You should be able to see your stakes that way. If you try to be on go.hex and flip it over, you may come into some trouble there. It may work for you, but it may not work for you. Sometimes a lot of people have been saying that, and of course Richard's looking to improve that from the looks of it based on this last update. MVS is waiting for Hex token. Well, you may get a surprise in the future about that, so stay tuned. David Gomez in the house there. Hit the like button, everybody. Good to see you, David. Definitely smash that like button. And what's up, all? Incentive price is juicy, says John Neese. Yeah, looking not too bad at all. PSI, what is that? Oh, is that the yeah? Well, let's go have a look at that. Let me. I have to open this up in a. In fact, I can't even remember how I get to this too. Oh yeah, there we are. Can view on YouTube. Just let me pull that up. Yeah, and hopefully I can pull it up there. Let me open that up. Let me get in here. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, I've got to refresh now because I botched up the URL. Let me copy that. Let me paste that in here. Bam. All right, and close those down. All right, let's pull that up now. What do we got there? Right, we got Richard there. Okay, I didn't realize that was on there. I didn't even see that one, so that's kind of cool. So this is on Richard's update that he gave 2 hours ago. And of course, Hayden Eth here puts in here, reminder, you can now try our brand new platform and get a huge bonus for uni. And he goes, when is Uni V3 coming to Pulsechain? And Aiden here says soon. So that is the update there. I don't know who Aiden Eth is. I guess he works for Uniswap or something. So cool. Introduce Flare, our newest staking and liquidity platform. So cool on that. So that is from, actually, I think I almost covered that, but I didn't go to it, did I? So yeah, that is kind of cool. All right, good to see. When is Uni V3 coming to Pulsechain soon? So that's good news. Well done there, and thanks very much for that. Who posted that? PSI. Thanks PSI for that. For what's it worth? Hardly an official announcement. Yeah. John Neese says, I think I found that a 15-second RX video. Is that all we get? Well, we have played that several times on this channel. Richard Hart's opening video for Pulsechain. I'll play it one more time for you just so that you can see it. Bam.
Richard Hart here. I just want to let you know that the Pulsechain.com mainnet has launched, and PulseX.com on that mainnet has launched as well. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. We waited a couple years for this, and it's finally here.
So there we are. That is the Richard Hart launch video for Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. I thought it was to the point. Anita says, happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday to you, Anita. Liquid Metal says, someone mind adding a link to the new network? I staked Hex on Ethereum network, and it won't show my balance. Yeah, so I just told you how to do that, Liquid Metal. Now, if you go into our useful links in Discord, you will find at the very top of useful links will be the go.hex.com site, but maybe someone will also paste it in the chat for you, but it's always good to get the links from there. What else? Yeah, Lights Beneath is also offering some advice there. Even after clearing the cache browsers, I can only use Icosa. Yeah, like I say, if you set up the network and then go to a new browser, it should work for you. It works perfectly good for me. We've got Brazolgi in the house there, Hex Staking Jamaican. Who else is here? We've got David Gomez. The Icosa app works flawlessly. Yes, it does. So the Icosa app is from Alex McFurter. It works great across not only Pulsechain, Ethereum, but also ETH Power and Ether if you're still hanging out over there, despite the fact there's basically no volume. Did we already talk about the Hex staking? Do I need to rewind? Well, it was very brief, Briz. So we're just talking about the fact that he's going to look to enhance the go.hex.com site. But we also know that, what was it? I missed the site there. There's another protocol that's going to be enhancing that as well. I just forgot the name of it now that we're talking about it. But it was back up here. Let me just go back in here again. One more time. Hex Scout there. They are doing something as well. They're going to be delivering enhancements to go.hex that we believe will truly honor its potential and captivate the DeFi world. And Alex McFurter is involved in that. So we're looking forward to Hex Scout. They're looking to launch on the 7th of June, which is not far away. That's only a week away. So excited about that for Hex Scout. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get to Pulsechain. So here we are, Pulsechain. Now, if you're new to Pulsechain, you want to check things out, Pulsechain.com, the link's in the video description. And you are early, by the way. So, and the prices are pulled back, which is pretty typical of early. So good time to accumulate. So you've come at the right time. It's always good to be at the right place at the right time, right? That's kind of the holy grail. So welcome to Pulsechain. Remember to do your own due diligence, get your own financial advice or whatever you need to do. But in any case, Pulsechain is only launched about 28 days ago. And you can use a lot of these tools that are on the official website. You can use the bridge to bridge over assets from Ethereum over to Pulsechain. You can also use the Pulsex to buy and sell on Pulsechain. So kind of cool. You can add Pulsechain to your MetaMask straight off the platform. So as a network, you may not have Pulsechain on your wallet, so you can add it straight away to MetaMask. And you can also add the Pulsex token after that. It will pop up another button that will add that. You can see the Pulsechain details, network details down here if you want to manually add it. But like I say, you can just click this button and it will prompt your wallet to add that automatically. You can play along. And if you had assets at the 10th of May, at 10:36 at night on Ethereum, then you'll have a copy of all those assets on Pulsechain. So, but they won't be called ERC20s or ERC 721s. They'll be called PRC20s and PRC 721s. So just remember, PR is the Pulsechain version, which is kind of cool. Let's have a quick look at the Explorer, and this is where the validators are. So obviously there's validators on this. Let me just get rid of Briz's comment. You can see that the validators are declining because of the official Pulsechain team is pulling out their validators, which is kind of cool. You can see we've gone to 22,500 almost, down to 20,700. So it looks like about 1,800 have already come out there or something like that. So 4,096 is expected to come out. So they're slowly exiting the pool. And as they're exiting, they are doing something awesome. They are burning all their pulse, 32 million pulse at a time. So we're expecting about 131 billion to be burned all up. Pretty awesome. We have 20,696. What does this mean? That means that we're going to have all the validators will be independent for the most part. Maybe Gamma's going to have lots of validators, but apart from that, they will be independent from the team, which is pretty cool. And that means we're going to be truly decentralized around the world. You got to remember, this is early days, right? We're still in the first month, rounding up the first month. And so this sets us up for the long journey of value creation and, of course, flourishing on a better version of Ethereum. Cheaper, faster, and, of course, more opportunity for a big extra returns. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that. That's kind of where we are at the moment. Looking pretty good. So that is the validators. We can jump to the bridge. If you want to bridge assets over, you can use the official bridge. There's going to be, there's obviously about 15, if I think about 15 different places you can buy and sell and get native, like buy and sell assets. Some of those include native pulse. Of course, here you can bridge over rat pulse, but you can now over the official bridge buy native pulse, and you can use, say, you can buy rat pulse on the Ethereum side, and then bridge it over and get some native pulse on the other side. So it's kind of cool like that. All right, so it's pretty neat. What else can we say about that? We got, I think that's it on that one. What else? We got, Pulsex, of course. If you want to, once you've bridged over assets, you can buy and sell other assets. You need to obviously have Pulsechain in the wallet. I haven't got that. I've got some other chain. I'm not sure what. Oh, testnet v4. I was on testnet v4. You can buy and sell assets on here. You can hit the ellipsis and go and buy and have a look at what the volume is. And you can also see what the top pools are, what the top tokens are, and you can swap between two versions. There's version 1 and version 2. They've both got different pools and they'll have different prices on there. But what you can do is you can provide liquidity on V1, and you won't earn any fees on that, but all the fees will go to buy and burn Pulsex. So if you want to help the public good, then that's something you can do. But if you are in the right liquidity pools, there are farms for particular liquidity pools. You can see the ones here, particularly if you're in stable coins and Rat Pulse. And of course, you've got incentive pools and Rat Bitcoin and Rat ETH as well. They're all got nice juicy pools, and they've got different APRs there that you can earn some pretty nice returns. Best out there at the moment, for sure. So that's kind of cool. Well, the best out there without taking undue risk. Let's put it that way. And so that's what you got there at the moment. So really, really nice. Now you can jump to V2 if you don't want. If there's no farm, for example, where you can earn incentive tokens, you can go and provide liquidity on V2 and earn a share of the fee. So if you add liquidity, you can earn 0.22% of all the trades in proportion to your share of the pool. So you can find a pool that you want to do. Now you can obviously go and hit the ellipsis up here, look at the info tab, and see what pools you want to participate. But if you can't see the information there, you can go to Deck Screener and have a look at the prices on Deck Screener. And you can do that very simply by going to Deck Screener and having a look at the different pools. You can scroll down here. You can see that Pulsechain is ranked number 4 at the moment. It's obviously moving around its position based on trade volume, but it's currently moving around. And you can see that there's V1 or there's V2 next to the names of these pools. So you can go through and have a look at that, V1, V2. So you can see how that maps up to V1 and V2 at the top here. So they are kind of separate platforms for Pulsex to do two different things. Like I say, V1, you can try and earn the incentive token in the farms. But if you're in non-farms, then you're probably better off in the V2, and you can provide liquidity there and earn the fees. And some of the APRs are pretty good in there. So you can check out some of the APRs with the pools down the bottom and see what the APR rewards are 24 hours basis. Probably best to use 24-hour basis or 7-day and see what those APRs are there in percentage terms when they pop up. My one's taking a little while to pop up there. That's what you can do. The other cool thing about Pulsex, of course, which is kind of a global public good, is the buy and burn. And of course, we're burning on both PLSX versions there. All right, so that's kind of cool. And we saw Richard talking about the router update, trying to do that to enhance the system with price outcomes. All right, let's end the poll. We've got 61 votes, so let's end that. So that is pretty much Pulsechain. You can go to the official site and see that. There's so many more sites around now, but that's pretty much the highlights. You can also become a validator as well. If you want to become a validator, you need 32 million Pulse to do, so go buy 32 million Pulse and become a validator. You'll need some hardware as well at this stage. I'm going to get into the health of the system, the prices. We've got PLS here at the top here, so we're going to get into that. Before we do, though, let's get into the poll results because they're out as well. What are you most excited about? Buying RH tokens on the dip. 67%, so 2 out of 3 of you are buying the dip. You're excited about that. 16% on more yield farms. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. Getting that sweet incentive tokens. And of course, 60% looking for more farms. If you've got copies as well, obviously, that will be helpful if there's copies that you've had on Pulsechain from Ethereum. We'll see what the farms are when they come over. Typically, they're trying to attract the ETH side. Privacy, 11%. Nice. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of use case for privacy in the order about it. There's more of a system efficiency to get you better prices, but that's 4%. So that will certainly help people over time there with those particular between those two Pulsex pools platforms, I should say. So nice little vote there. Very cool. I put some little hundreds on there on that little circle. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's jump into some of the comments though. Got a few more. That is our Discord. If you want to get in there, we've got all the information and an awesome community. So definitely hit our Discord, become part of the family, as it were. We're at the beginning of this journey. The train has left the station, and you can hop on. You can hop on at Piccadilly Circus or something like that. All right, Brennan's in the house there. Morning, folks. Good to see you, Brennan. We've got Butch in the house there. Accumulate if you could do only one. Which one? PX, PLS, and PLSX. Well, for me, any of those are good, but PLS was probably the one I would go first. PLSX second, but any of them are good. PLX burn is certainly doing incredible. So the PLX burn is doing very well at the moment. So at the moment, those are the combinations. When depends on the yield farming. So with the yield farming, if that lays off a bit, then our PX would be the preferred one. And of course, that's probably going to outdo PX, outdo the yield if you're looking at yield. So if it depends on whether you're looking at yield or just price appreciation, you have to make decisions between that. So obviously PX is offering around about 39-40% APR. So you got APR. So you're going to think about that too. All right, Tin Top in the house there. What's up, Hexkins? Good to see you, Tin Top. Burn that PLS, baby, says Brennan, 100%. We love the burn. We love the burn. So does Lies Beneath. Cool to see. All right, so price at the moment. So we actually had a little bounce yesterday. We came back down to 0001 and just where the price is now, and then we bounced from it. We went up to 000114, I think it was. We came back down again. So we back down again, 8%. We're 2% above the sacrifice price at the moment of Pulsechain, the layer 1 chain, the first full system stake of Ethereum fork, and yeah, pretty crazy, 8.19%, but not uncommon, right? First 90 days to find some all-time low, and yeah, like I said, for it's a good place to pick up, and we knew that there was going to be accumulation zone, and people are accumulating. So that's the way to go. We obviously also have the burn going up as jump. So we had about 2.5 billion burn before the validators started exiting. This is the Pulsechain team validators. They're required to start the chain. So they're required to start chain 4,096. So then they can pull out once there's enough validators independently around the world, as we saw, they can pull out, and now they're burning as they go out. So this is going to keep climbing. And I suspect that we'll probably get to 131, 130, probably about 134, 135, maybe 134 by the time they all come out, and that should be pretty cool based on the maths there. So yeah, 32 times 4096, that would give us 131 billion. So that's we add another 2.5, maybe 3 billion by that time. So yeah, let's say 134 is probably where we end up there once that's done. So it's a huge amount of the burn there. All right, we've got Pulsechain as well. Pulsechain here, 4000388. This also rebounded over. It was came back down here to this level, and then it rebounded back over 0004 last night before I tuned in for the evening. But that has come back down again to 388, and of course it's down 6.65%. Now, some people are theorizing that, you know, if we go to the all-time high of where the prices went to from Pulse and Pulsechain, and then we try to find an all-time low, then it could go between 60 to between 80 and 95%. So people got that, and so if you're wondering when the bottom is before we start to sort of get that trajectory going up and to the right, that is the general theory most people hold. So that's down 6.83% at the moment, and of course, with a burn is spectacular. So the burn is 138 billion Pulsechain is burned so far, which is great. That's fantastic. 0.65% of the public supply or non-OA supply, and that's awesome there. So almost almost 2/3 of 1% of the Pulsechain supply has been destroyed or burned, which is awesome. You got to remember it's a buy and burn as well, so it helps lift the price and burn the Pulsechain. So it's kind of cool. Incentive token there, still looking pretty good, but down 9.85%. It's the biggest downers at the moment, is at 152,084 Pulse. That is where that is at the moment. And we've got the total supply of incentive tokens, which is what you get when you go to the yield farm and put your LP tokens in there after you've provided liquidity. You get 2.4 million is the total supply now of incentive token at this stage. What else are we going to say about that? Hex at the moment. Obviously, Hex with the drama yesterday, looks like the Hex, we confirmed the Hex got well sacrificed. Looks like a big mistake, unfortunately, to the BankX protocol. And of course, that looked like a rug pull there with the stable coins on BNB chain being pulled out, and the platform itself on both BNB and ETH failing to before even the rugging of the stables. This is the source for that is Just Ask Jesse, and of course you can actually go onto the DApp and see the prices are zero for the BankX and on the BNB chain, and that they actually had pretty poor uptake of the protocol itself. So underlying fundamentals were pretty low. Looks like the founder there, associated to that, is under a lot of pressure. They do have a Twitter space coming up on Saturday, Monday. I think it's Sunday, Monday. So we'll see what happens there. That's kind of the big. We'll see what he says about all these issues there. Obviously, the Hex ALGO Sacrifice looks like a big mistake, like huge mistake, and the market's going to have to absorb that potentially. So we'll talk about that. Also, the founder Lance there also contacting Richard Hart by Twitter, and it was a pretty bad tweet there. So we'll see what happens there. But Richard's not going to like to respond to that. All right, so that's where we are at the moment on the east side. And so we've got the Pulsechain side of Hex is at 0.0127. We've got the combined price with EHEX at 2.06 cents. So that's the Hex price at the moment, just under 2.1 cents is where Hex is at the moment. Let me just pull up the wallet and let's check to see that wallet. I'm pretty sure I saved it yesterday. We're going to see the 830 billion. Billion? Did I say billion? Yeah, 830 billion. Is it a million? Maybe it's million. I can't remember now. My mind is all squeezed. I think it's millions on there. Waiting to pull that up. Yeah, 826. Okay, so 826 million Hex is sitting in that wallet, which is currently worth $6.46 million US dollars. So we'll see 3,500 ETH. Now, obviously, the market, under normal circumstances, may absorb that pretty fairly at the current price levels. But we'll see what he does with that. Obviously, people have called him to burn it, but it's already rugged it seems like they've rugged the stable coins that were backing the BNB protocol. So not much chance there, not a fat chance is what expected there. So we'll see how that bodes in the market moving ahead. All right, so that's kind of the highlights there. Let's jump over to the validators. Have come back around there. We've got 662 billion currently staked in the validators. Like we say, we've got probably another 100 billion expected to come out. And we've got 20,696 validators. Probably end up with about 18,500, something like that, by the time that's finished. But of course, what this means is that the APR will go up, and it's currently 22.9%. And that means that more people will likely come in and start purchasing Pulse to come in as a validator. So that's bullish for the Pulse price. And of course, we look forward to that. We've got validators all around the world. So we're set up pretty nicely for the move ahead within the first month. I think we're in a very strong position from validator side. And of course, so confident is that that the Pulsechain team is pulling out their starting Genesis validators. So I think that's good news. The bridge is ticking away there. So people are bridging over a lot of these popular tokens, DAI, USDC, Tether, ETH, Hex, and Wrap Bitcoin. So it's looking pretty good. What else we got going in here? I was going to bring up the June site today, wasn't I? I was going to bring up the June site, but I haven't done that. Anyway, there is a site on here with the Pulsex. Pulsex, I'm not sure. We had the transactions there. So we're at 2.3% on the transactions, 66% on the volume it's saying here, and down 1% on the liquidity. That's what it's saying here on the summary. Gas prices are pretty cheap as chip is still. We got 2.8 million beats, looking pretty cheap there. PRC 20, 2 cents to do that, 1 cent to do PLS coin transfer, and 9 cents to do a swap on Pulsex. We're 108 times cheaper than Ethereum and 110 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So it's a good place to do business. What else? They haven't come up their portfolio value yet, but they have got their Pulse, buy Pulse. And buying Pulse here, you can basically do a kind of a privacy transaction here, because you can actually send it, break the chain and send it to an address that you want to do. So you can do that here on Buy Pulse, which is very cool. So we're coming to their website here. You can obviously buy Pulse there. Now I wanted to talk about here 2 hours ago. Want anonymity? This is from Pulse, a PLS burn for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Pulsechain. Pro tip: exchange crypto A for crypto B on Pulse burn. Breaks the on-chain link. Use a different output than the input address for that. So like I say, you can, if you go to buy, you'll be able to do that on this. Even if somebody knows your input address where you currently hold crypto A in, they have no way of finding the output address where you get the crypto B. So that's kind of cool news there for that as well. So that is PLS burn, and I'll post that if that is useful to you. I'll post that in the chat there. Right, bam. There we go. There we go. All right. What else we got going on here? John Neese says best and safest place to stake Hex. Go.hex is the safest place. Icosa is also safe. So both those two are great. Go.hex is the original, of course, the official one from Richard Hart's team. Icosa there from Alex McFerda. Both of them are great. But the Go.hex has a lot more details. Just take that into account. You got a lot more information there. Will the APR increase for the remaining validators after the 4,000 exit? That's correct, Brendan. Yeah, that's correct. Butch is in the house there. Good to see you, Butch. Like the Hex Token Pulse there. Brendan says, don't trust anything with the word bank in it. Yeah, Bank X. Yeah, that's true. Church Universal Oneness. Woohoo! So the buy Pulse on Pulse Burn does a mix or tumbles the coins so it can't be seen from which wallet it was sent. Yeah, well, basically it breaks the on-chain details there, so it's quite useful. You won't be able to, if you send it to another wallet, they won't know where it's come through because it's going through their swap mechanism. John Neese, thank you. You're welcome, John. All right, so that's PLS Burn, so that gives you some degree of anonymity. They've got little videos, I think, in there too, which is kind of cool. What else? I think that's there. I was going to talk about. Let's see if any comments on that one. Yeah, so here's wait, what? So it sounds like Tornado Cash. No way. Example: I have 10 ETH in an address. You know. Now I use pulseburn.com buy to exchange them for PLS with another receive address I own. You cannot find that address by digging through Etherscan. In fact, you have no way of finding out where the PLS went. So there we are. I have to look into this. It definitely solves the problem I have, says Pulse Ecosystem. I want to move everything out of my hardware wallet to an air-gapped wallet, but wanted to transfer anonymously. You could do that. You could even do 2 swaps if you want to keep the same crypto. Example, hold 10 ETH in address A, swap Pulse to receive address B, and then swap back ETH to receive address with a receive address C. There's no way of tracking the money flow on-chain, privacy secured. Holy crap, says Pulse. Holy crap, says Pulse ecosystem. So there we are. There we are. So it seems like some pretty cool stuff there. So in Pulse Bin. So nice little feature there. Now I want to talk about liquid loans briefly because this is, you got to remember, we've been on this channel, we've been updating all the news every day with all the ecosystems. You guys know, typically we'll have all the new stuff that's coming. Try to capture as much of it as I can. So you guys, are aware of it. Maybe it's useful to you, maybe it's not useful, but at least you're knowing what's available. So this is kind of cool. Now, liquid loans, if you think about it, we're still early in the first month here. And of course, what, day 28 or something like that. And we're building out the infrastructure. And that's going to take 3 to 6 months, really to set everything up with all the ecosystem landing. And we know that, like I said, we've got the big DeFis, the big NFTs. We've got more stuff from Richard. There's so much stuff come down. We've got all the dApps up to, potentially 100, 150 dApps coming in different levels. So we've been talking more about that. So it really is the beginning. We are so early. And the prices are kind of a godsend at the moment in terms of that. Now, let me just switch over to testnet v4 because I'm just here on Liquid Loans dApp. This is on testnet. But this is expected to launch on day 60 approximately. We'll see whether they delay it all. But this is kind of when they've been hinting last night. It was their last update, was 60 days. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. This is where it's come to a beautiful, beautiful site. This is a fork of Liquidity. Obviously, Pulsechain is doing fork of Liquidity too for the Pulse X. This is for Pulsechain, for Pulse X token as collateral. And of course, they have indicated they could be within the next a few months pretty much on Pulsechain. So we'll see where that lands. They're currently doing audits and things like that. So, yeah, but for this one, they're actually not just bringing this big DeFi protocol, but they're also bringing oracles, right? So they're doing the fetch oracle. And with that, they're also going to be bringing Oracle reporting, which means that that's another form of income that some of you may be able to do, right? So, and it's not just reporting prices, but also non-prices as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that evolves. So if that's something that may fit you and maybe able to participate, definitely check that out. So let's play a couple of videos here from Warris, who's now the growth manager for Liquid Loans, and he's just going to talk about these oracles. I've got 2 short videos, so let's watch this.
Is a decentralized oracle, and it's all based on the Teller infrastructure. So the reason that you use an oracle there and then you make it as decentralized as possible is so that if the price of Pulse is greatly swinged in one area, you can make an adjustment for it. If the liquidity moves to something, you can make an adjustment for it. If the pair changes, for example, so early on, most of these pairs are likely to be based on wrapped stables from ETH, wrapped Ethereum. But as things go on, say USDC, even if it's the same coin, right? There's wrapped USDC. Well, if USDC decides to launch natively at some point, okay, well, USDC and wrapped USDC are 2 different coins. Even though we think that they're essentially the same, the blockchain knows nothing other than, hey, this is 2 different ERC20s or PRC20s. I don't care what you're saying, it's a different pool. So this is the area where you can use zero governance essentially on all these parameters, but you can use an oracle so that everyone can essentially come in and contribute to, hey, what is the price of Pulse and where are we pulling that price from?
That's the first one there. The second one on oracles is here.
Time when it comes to using fetch or any decentralized oracle is why don't you just pull directly from PulseX or the DEX? Part of it is pulls move. There's PulseX, there's Uniswap v2, there's Uniswap v3, there's going to be USDL, there's wrapped USDC, there's USDT. We say the DEX, but we need to be able to pull it specifically from somewhere. Where are we pulling it from? When liquidity pools move, when DEXs change, all these types of things, you want to basically have all that resilience built in. And the way to do that with the least amount of governance is to use something like a decentralized oracle, because you can't just pull directly from one pool and expect to have longevity and consistency on your pricing.
Well, there we are. There's 2 cool quick videos about oracles. So that's quite neat, and that's of course Liquid Loans is helping powering that. So that's really bullish. Other dApps will be able to use those oracles too, right? Fetch oracle, a Teller oracle, which is important, right? So very exciting there. We're going to get into, what time is it now? Okay, we're going to get into the Hex Daily stats. And then we're going to have a quick check of some of the prices on Pulsechain. So there we are. All right, so we're just under 2.1 cents at the moment. We're on day 1285. So we've got that price there tonight. This is on Ethereum, this one, the 9th of June, 2023. We've got the price snap there, 0.0790. And of course, price down 6.4%. We've got the payout petitia is absolutely outstanding today. So we had quite a bit of penalties, 7.076. And of course, that would be, related to the Godwell's mistake on the BankX protocol. So we've got the 7.076. We've got the T-shares there. Dot day, no change to T-shares, 27,620. Current price of the T-share is $218. That's down slightly from yesterday. We've got the average mining length at 7.1 years. So that's off the all-time high, which is 7.13 years, but it's certainly right up there. We've got the APY rate there at 42.39% paid out in Hex terms, and that's looking pretty awesome. We've got the liquidity in the pool. We've got, excuse me, we've got pretty much no change. It looks pretty similar to yesterday, which is good news, right? So we've got 221 million Hex in the pool there, 225,000 USDC, and this provides some protection, right, in terms of the the Godwell incident. So that's kind of cool. We got liquidity in the pool there, 116 ETH as well. Very important. What else we got there? T-shares, change of T-shares up 1,962. We've got the T-shares there at 9,911,000 on ETH chain, so up slightly. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look over at the percentage of coins. 9.3% of Hex is locked in at the moment. Massive penalties today, and of course more. That Black Swan event from yesterday that is still with us. Of course, is 10.9 million Hex. So obviously caused some end staking there, and the day before I guess a little bit. But what else we got going on the growth? We got 137 liquid holders, so nice increase on the liquid holders there on the ETH chain, and we got a increase of 20 miners. So these numbers are actually really good on the growth side. So good to see that. And don't forget, we've got the Heist Stakes film documentary expected to get news about that soon. So excited about that. That could bring a lot of attention to obviously Hex in particular. 571,994 holders, up 305, which is kind of cool. That is the ETH chain. We've also got the Pulse chain below. We're going to quickly dive through some of this. We got obviously the same day. The price on the Pulse chain is got snapshot at 0.0128, so just under 1.3 cents, down 8.9% for the day. The payout per T-share 6.6 there. Not as good as the ETH chain, which was over 7, but still pretty nice. The T-share rate there, dot days as well, sitting at 27,608 with $354. So more expensive to get Pulse chain ETH Hex there for T-share. We got the mining length there a bit shorter as well. We had 7.1 on ETH chain, 7.02 is the mining length there, average on at Pulse chain, 39.27% APY, so it's lower than on Ethereum there by a little bit. And what liquidity? We got these liquidity numbers. I'm going to jump through all this. Let me jump over to T-shares, down a little bit there, 112 T-shares. We're at 9,959,000. So there's more Hex in the pool, right? More T-shares in the pool, I should say, on the Pulse chain versus the ETH side. So you're getting slightly less based on that. Let's jump over to the percentage of coin stake. 9.43% is locked in, so that's higher than on the Ethereum chain there, as per the T-shares we just saw. The penalties way lower, right? So we had 10.4 million on the Pulse chain, obviously around a bit of that fear factor. And of course, if we go to what are we up to here? We're going to the penalties that we had. I remember on the Ethereum chain, we were at 10.9 million. So quite different here at 2.4 million on Pulse chain. Looking at the growth on Pulse chain, down 313 on liquid holders, but up pretty similar to ETH there, up 23 on Pulse chain in terms of miners, mining T-shares there. And we've got holders increased 145, and so we're up to 567,407, 409, I should say, on that. So those are the numbers for day 1285. We're on day 1286. And we're already starting off. No penalties out of the gate. Remember yesterday we had quite a few penalties on Ethereum straight out of the gate. We've got none at the moment. So we're about half an hour into the day. And we've got 6.52 Hex per T-share on Ethereum and 6.488 Hex per T-shares on the Pulse chain. So we'll see whether the market calms down from yesterday's news. That's kind of where we are there on Hex Daily Stats. Not too bad at all. Let's have a look at some of the performers on the chain, Pulse chain. We've got this Godwell coin. People are so funny. As soon as there's news out, someone makes a coin with that name. I don't know whether there's a scam coin. It's got 2,300 liquidity, so it's very little stuff in it. So it's probably not a scam in this case. But once again, you have to check it out, do your own due diligence. But 2,300 liquidity, so it's very, very small little retail people. There are a lot of few people out there that are just doing like when a meme coin comes out, they buy $5 worth, and it goes up to $70. They like sweet, they sell it out, and they've made some good profits. So there's some really little, small retailers out there doing the degen stuff there on these new coins. So that's pretty hilarious. Anyway, that's up. It's up 11,700% there. Pretty hilarious there. Once again, you'd have to check that out. Don't just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean you go after it, sort of thing. We've got RichardHartAI.com here. RichardHartAI.com. Man, people making up more names than anything. We got pretty funny Kufu here. I was at the Egyptian, something to do with the Egyptian stuff there. We got Jesus Coin there. We got what else? Euro Tether. So lots of different funny things here. So you got to really look for the real memes or the real project team coins, because there is scam coins out there as well. Like this one here with the dollar. See the dollar liquidity? That's going to be a scam coin, right? So you don't want to get involved with that. It's got no dollar liquidity in there, but keep away sort of things. Anything like that, just keep away from it pretty much. So there we are. We're at the moment. So just looking at some of these decent ones. We've got Fiat there. Seems up 3%. That's a project team. What else we got there? PZN seems to be doing okay today, 10%. ASIC token seems to be doing pretty good on ASIC token, actually, 18% up from that, sitting at around 11-12 cents on the ASICs, with the Pulse Bitcoin doing okay. So here is the Beat. Remember we covered the Beat exchange earlier. That seems to be doing okay too, up 20%. So that's probably that's the project team that launched yesterday. We had one that launched. That was them. Now they had some. Let's go to the 1 hour chart on theirs. So actually, they've had a very good launch on the Beat swap thing. That's been pretty good. So they came down here when I was looking at last time. It was down here, I believe. It was down here at 0.0018 cents. So now it's way up here at 0.0027. So that's been a pretty good performer there on that. What's the volume here? 255K liquidity. Looking pretty good, up 20%. So this was the new project. We don't have, we've got projects launching here and there. And of course, we're expecting a lot more to launch in the future. But these are the ones that you typically want to target because at least they've got proper utility sitting behind them or something like that. And so forth. It's got lots of rockets, not really red flags. So looks good there. You can always go and check the contract too. You can also add that to your input to your wallet also. Seems like there's Rat Pulse, 1.2 billion Rat Pulse in there, and 462,000 beat there. Like I say, you can see how many beats are in supply on the blockchain, on here and have a look. So you got 9 billion beats. And how many holders? That's important. 681 holders. So that's on the low side, but it's only just started. So it's probably not a bad little outcome there. And of course, we've seen Beat Exchange. Where is it? Beat. This one here. And of course, they just finished their sacrifice, right? So this is Beat here. So it's good to have a actual platform that's running. And of course, you can do swap and get native pulse here as well. Just similar to the Pulse Burn, Pulse Buy on PLS Burn site. You can do similar here. Which is cool, and they did finish their sacrifice stuff, and you can follow them on Twitter, all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. All right, what else we're going to have a look at here? I think there was kind of it on there. So they're doing not too bad. Obviously, the meme coins Dodge has been doing pretty well here. You got to make sure you get the right Dodge one here. We've got Dodge on V1, Dodge on V2. So that's probably it there on that. Now you can go to, just to wrap things up a little bit here, you can go to new peers, see what's up there at the moment. Now you do have to take care with this, of course. Pulsechain's up the top now. It's nice to see. And we've got love.io out now. We know love.io is a project, and let's have a quick look on Twitter because this may have launched. I heard someone talking about it yesterday. Love.io. Let's see if it pops up. Not sure if that is up and around. Love.io. KDP's talking about something. You shall love.io. Do you disclose that you are paid for that promotion of free coins? Okay, so that's not sounding good either. I guess that's to do with BankX and Lance Parker. Not too cool there as well. Power City doesn't run Pulse Hotlist or have any session with it. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. So not that pulls it up. So you got to be careful. I'm not a fan of love.io, so it's supposed to be a social platform. But it seems maybe it has launched here. on the chain here. So we're just looking at it. We're not advocating it. Just to be very careful about that. So yeah, they had to sacrifice and all that. I'm not sure if their social media is on here. Contact. Telegram. You don't have Twitter. I don't have Twitter from the looks of it, so that's not great. No Twitter. I thought they had Twitter, but doesn't appear they do. Stay updated on. Love to see the love for that. So anyway, that was supposed to be a social media one. I'm not a big fan of those, and there was some questions hanging over that one, but don't know whether this is actually their launch. Let's have a look here. So had a big violent launch up here, up to 3 cents or so, 4 cents. Down pretty dramatically now at 0.0046, and I don't even know if this is the real one, right? So there's only 15k liquidity, down 81%. So yeah, not much indication here based on stuff that people are looking at. So yeah, and we have a look at the pool here. So I mean, when you're looking at these things, you should be pretty ruthless with your investigation. So you just have to do a little investigation. And be pretty ruthless what you're involved with, right? So take that into account. It looks like they're going to have 500 billion love tokens, and I do not know if this is the official one. So yeah, you'd have to check all that out. But that is some of the stuff that's going on at the moment. Those are the new tokens. These other ones here look like fake as the Kufu one. I have no idea what that one is. So yeah, gainers and losers. So look at that. Let's go to look at Pulsechain. And have a look at gainers and losers. I don't know what time frame this is gainers and losers over, but the 24, it's 24, I guess 24 hours. Yeah, Beetroot there. That's a proper team. That's cool. We're happy with that one. And then you've got the losers here. We've got incentive token down here, Pulse, being a loser at the moment. So we'll have a quick look at the incentive token. Well, here, this is the one that you earn in the liquidity farms. We'll go to the daily chart here. That's the daily chart there. So we're down at $15.44 on the incentive token. So if you had yield farms, it's what you're earning. I always find it more interesting to see the amount of pulse that you're earning. And we seem to be trying to hold this line, but we're on a bit of a downtrend here. Pretty critical phase to hold this amount of pulse per incentive. We're at 152,700 pulse per incentive token at the moment. But remember, that, what did we say? There was 2.4 million total supply. And how much of those 2 million is in this particular pool? 900,000. And of course, don't forget there's PLSX pools and a few other smaller pools that have incentive token as well. So yeah, but it's got lots of rockets, which indicates that it's a good contract. You can see the contract here, C95D is the incentive there. You can jump over to the blockchain, have a quick look at that too. And you can see that there's 2,382,000 incentive tokens in total supply now. There we are. Now, will there be another use case for that? I think it'd be pretty interesting. And if Richard comes out with something like that for that, I mean, there could be a third-party project that uses the incentive token as well. It's always possible. But if there's a use case for this, obviously some have been floated out, some third-party dApps, stablecoin, all sorts of stuff. Then that would be pretty powerful for the incentive token holders. We'll see what happens there, if anything. Speculation. All right, let's see who else has jumped in here in the comments. What else? I think that was kind of it. We're going to leave that there. Let's go to the PLS burn. We'll end up on that. And that is our numbers at the moment. So nice little numbers to pick up. Lots of pulse. You get basically you're getting sacrifice pulse at sacrifice price at the moment. And Pulse X well below the sacrifice price, 383. So yeah, it's what about a 62% discount or something like that on the Pulsex, which is pretty nice. Let's have a look here. Where did we get up to? Got a few more comments in here somewhere. Let's jump through that. Church Universe one on us in there. Appreciate you catching that, Superman. Woohoo, for sure. You're welcome. John Neese says, is there a way to compare liquidity APY on Pulsex to anything else on ETH networks to try and get an idea where future APY might end up after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, etc.? Yeah, well, we expect the APRs to go down over time. But what we would say, barring the fact that incentive token doesn't have some in use case added to it, and you can check out PancakeSwap, things like that. They're quite useful. to see that, and I have pulled those up in the past. So you can definitely just go on PancakeSwap and see what the yield farmings are on there. But they're a lot lower. So you can check that, and some of the other EVM chains have their own yield farming, so you can check out those too. So yeah. Chich Universal Oneness. I might pull up those on another live stream, actually, John. I might pull those up and we'll have a look at some of those. How about maybe I'll try and do it tomorrow. Liquid Loans and Power City are game changers. Yeah, they're going to be very, very powerful dApps on Pulsechain. They're going to bring a lot of infrastructure and TVL projects to Pulsechain. It's going to be really, really good. When lies beneath, again, someone else is saying when Hex Token coin dessert. Hey, just keep watching the space. You never know. You never know. Brendan's in house that the APR for the farms will continue to diminish. Yes, that is expected to diminish over time. John Neese in the house there. Right. I was saying if there's a technical comparison that maybe someone has created. Yeah, well, maybe the Maximus team guys with gold key and dip capture may do something like that. So they do have a site on prices. You can see their site. They've got a site on prices. I did post gold key earlier. But yeah, that's something you could ask them to do. They might do that. Yeah, we'll see. That's gold key and dip catcher from Maximus. They're providing lots of tools, and that would be a good tool. That'd be a great tool. Charter something, not tech savvy. Yeah, John. Yeah. Definitely contact them. That's kind of cool. It's probably more effective you contacting them than me contacting them. So they hear from the people. All right. That is it. We're up to an hour and 12 minutes. What a great live stream. The chances are, we go back to the poll. We've got new features coming, new farms and privacy and better router, better price efficiencies. We've got obviously the chance to pick up at this early time is so cool. And this is the golden time. This is the time where you pick up stuff because you're getting such a good deal. Now DCA as well, because prices can always go down a little bit lower. Actually, let's pull up just before we finish. We got the Pulsechain here. Let me pull up the Pulsechain die. I guess we'll pull that up. And let's get rid of that. Let's go to the daily there. So we found it in a high time here on the Pulsechain price. It was up at around 0.0029. Which was almost a 3x or whatever. So if we take it down, what have we been so far? We've been down 71.89%. We're currently down 65% at the moment. So if let's get to sort of a worst case scenario, 80% down. That would be quadruple 0.577. Now that's dramatically below the last sacrifice price, right? So even for the whales, that's pretty dramatic. So I think their prices were, let me go 80% here. Yeah, that's not quite the whale price. So the biggest whales like Overwatch and stuff like that, they were down here. So we're in around about here, I think it was. So that would be an 85% pullback down to the whales price on discount, if I remember rightly. Brendan can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So yeah, it could potentially go down there. So that's why you DCA. But in any case, it may not go there. We're currently at 0.001, trying to hold that sacrifice price at the moment, which seems like a pretty good defense place for Pulse, the layer 1. All right, what else we got to say about that? Not much more. I think we're up to an hour 14, hour 15. You guys know I like to finish up if I can at an hour 15. Very cool. We have a couple more comments. I need to buy more Hex or Pulse, just saying, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, Brennan's. I think Brian's had a bit of an influence on you, Sandy Beach. Just saying there. We got Archipelago and House there. Hey, Superman, I couldn't remember what it was called yesterday. But any update on that Pulse you created on Unisat? Well, maybe I should follow up on that tomorrow. Now that we're wrapping up the Archipelago, we'll definitely check that. I do have a few comments to say about that, so definitely remind me tomorrow and maybe early in the live stream. That would be helpful. Thanks, Superman, says KD. Thank you, KD. One of our 2 community leaders, DCA for the win, says Sandy Beach. You know it. You know how we play here. That's what we do. John Neese says, thanks everyone for the help. This is a solid ecosystem and community. I've learned a lot between all the info providers on YouTube, so thank you to all who share. Greatly appreciate it. A nice way to finish the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, definitely DCA guys for the win. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. Catch you guys same time tomorrow. And of course, DCA accumulate the volume. The massive volumes at these prices. And of course, if the prices do go lower, DCA, and you're going to pick up even more volume, and you'll end up with big bags. And in the future, you'll be the ones going, "Hey, I'm a squid, I'm a dolphin," or whatever. You guys will be able to do that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, this was, not unlike Hex. Hex was like that, December, January, February, March of 2020, it was like that. And then, the Hex Gold Bar came in April, and all the prices just suddenly went boop, up to the right. So, the first couple of months, where you get the all-time low, 28 days for Hex it was, and was 48 days until the price even met the opening price of the launch. So this is different, of course, layer 1 chain, Super Dex, Hex as well on both chains, so it's different, but that's gonna be fun times moving ahead. All right, I think that's it. I'm talking too much because I love Pulsechain. All right, take care, everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's play out some cool, fun music on the way up. And yeah, I am looking forward to the highest stakes, by the way. Hopefully we'll get some news about that very shortly. It is expected. All right, take care. Peace out. Bye for now.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value on the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.